Hello everyone, nice to meet you again with the Disney 3D Art YouTube channel. In today's video it will be the character Captain Hook from the movie Peter Pan. Captain Hook is the main antagonist of Disney's 1953 animated feature film Peter Pan. He is an elegant yet bloodthirsty pirate that commands the Jolly Roger, a brig docked on the shores of Neverland. Hook has long since abandoned sailing the high seas in favor of having revenge on Peter Pan for cutting off his left hand and feeding it to a crocodile, who has since been in constant pursuit of the captain. While a worthy opponent for Peter, Hook is destined to fail, sometimes because of Peter Pan's ability to fly, but more often through the bumbling incompetence of his first mate, Mr. Smee. Hook's frustrations are understandable. He lost a hand to his opponent, is constantly pursued by the crocodile, and is unable to fly. These factors arguably make him one of the most sympathetic Disney villains. His antics with the crocodile are considered by many to be the funniest animated scenes ever created by Disney, according to Frank Thomas and Ollie Johnston in the book The Disney Villain. As one of the most recognizable and popular villains in Disney's animated library, Captain Hook is also a primary member of the Disney Villains franchise. Jake and the Neverland Pirates reveals that Hook had a rather miserable childhood. As a young buccaneer, he was trained in the ways of piracy by his mother, Mama Hook, though he was pitiful at the craft. It was also revealed that James was heavily ostracized as a child, with his birthdays being particularly lonesome. Despite his negative upbringing, James saw occasional joy in the form of his stuffed bear, which he dubbed Captain Cuddly Bear, his prized trumpet, and his childhood babysitter, Nanny Nell. In The Pirate Fairy, James mentions that he was educated at Eton College in England. The film also revealed that James once commanded a diverse crew, who were bent on sailing to various regions of the world to plunder national landmarks and wealthy cities. During an escapade involving the attempted theft of Pixie Hollow's blue pixie dust, James lost his crew and became stranded at sea, just off the shores of Neverland. He would eventually be rescued by a kindly man named Mr. Smee. Following his meeting with Smee, James came into the possession of Jolly Roger, of which he would command as captain with Mr. Smee as his first mate. With a new crew at his disposal, James would plunder and pillage the seas with pride. He would eventually cross paths with Peter Pan, a young boy from Neverland with the ability to fly. As a childish prank, Peter cut off James's left hand and fed it to an enormous crocodile. James would replace his lost hand with an iron hook, but the crocodile enjoyed the taste of the captain so well that it followed the Jolly Roger ever since, hoping to devour the rest of James. Infuriated by the loss of his hand and the ongoing threat of the crocodile, a vengeful James, now known as Captain Hook, vowed to never leave Neverland's shores until he has killed Peter Pan. At the beginning of the story development stage for Peter Pan, the story department wrote an analysis of Captain Hook for the film, suggesting that he be a fop, but mean to the point of being murderous. One of the directors, however, imagined him as a complete heavy, considering any foppish traits to distract the audience from his villainy. The character was only completely pinpointed long into the animation stage, as it proved difficult to create a menacing villain whose character would not be diminished by the scenes with the crocodile. Eventually, the character settled on was a black-hearted man who tried to put on airs and pretended to be a gentleman of good taste and style. It was realized that Hook would become likable to the audience, and as a consequence, it was decided that the character should not be killed in the film. Captain Hook is an emotionally vulnerable man-child. Due to this, he has made a fool of himself quite often. On the contrary, he typically acts as a menacing and cunning villain who never gives up on his pursuits, particularly his desire to get revenge on Peter Pan. He is also a murderous character, almost to an extreme extent, as at one point in the film, he callously shot and killed one of his crew members because of his annoying singing. Later in the film, he viciously threw one of his pirates overboard using only his hook. While comically and occasionally bumbling, Hook is a force to be reckoned with, both physically and mentally. With his temper extremely fragile, those around him are often at risk, with Peter Pan being the only individual truly skilled enough to take on the villainous captain. Hook is extremely intelligent and manipulative and aided by his charming and suave personality. He is able to trick anyone, even those who are more than aware that he is not to be trusted. Captain Hook also seems to have a tendency to find loopholes in agreements or contracts, or show obedience to the letter of the law, rather than the spirit of the law. For instance, when Hook was made to promise that he would not lay a finger or a hook on Peter Pan, he agreed, but instead he planted a bomb disguised as a present in Peter's hideout. In the sequel, After personally writing and signing a contract vowing he would not harm a hair on Peter's head, he yanked said piece of hair off of the captured Peter and gave it to Jane, telling her to keep it. The rest of Peter would be his to destroy. Captain Hook is one of the few villains that view their sidekick as not only a minion but as a friend. While Hook is incredibly cruel, deadly, short-tempered, and shows no care for his crew, he seems to only tolerate the bumbling actions of Mr. Smee. It has been shown that Hook murders his crew members out of irritation and aggravation. But despite the constant annoyance from Smee, Hook has never shown any desire to kill him, though he has attempted to pummel Smee for his stupidity, but he is always interrupted. Aside from this, Captain Hook also views Smee as his confidant, sharing personal thoughts with Smee as well, being the first person he turns to when scared, which is not common for a villain of Hook's acclaim. First is to draw the outfit, then draw 2 legs for Captain Hook. Next is to draw 2 arms and then draw the head and decorate the face for Captain Hook. Next, draw the hairstyle and then wear the hat and attach the feather for Captain Hook. Finally, draw the sword for Captain Hook. So the character Captain Hook from the movie Peter Pan has been completed. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to receive the new notify. At the same time, download the app and go to the website DisneyStore to shopping online, as well as Disney Plus to watch some movies and TV shows for free, used by many people of the world. We'll see you again tomorrow. Thanks for watching and goodbye everyone.